They say you should never pick up hitchhikers on the back roads of eastern Kentucky. Not after dark. Not anywhere near the mountains. Especially not near Black Hollow Pass. If you see a man standing on the side of the road, with long gray hair, a soaked flannel coat, and boots caked in red mud, keep driving. Don't look at him. Don't slow down. Don't even blink. Because if you stop, you may never be seen again. It began over 100 years ago. In 1904, a man named Elias Grigsby lived alone in a one-room shack deep in the woods near Wolf Creek, just outside of Cinder Gap. He was a recluse, a hermit, built his home with his own hands, grew what little food he needed, spoke to no one. The townsfolk whispered about him, said he was strange, wrong. Some claimed he was a war deserter. Others said he talked to animals. Some said worse. Then one day, a little girl went missing. Mabel Hensley, age 7, vanished while playing near the edge of the woods. The whole town searched. Hours passed. Then night fell, and the whispers started. Grigsby took her. He always watches the children. He's not right in the head. They gathered torches and tools. Nearly 20 men stormed through the forest that night and found Elias asleep in his bed. He didn't get a trial. They dragged him from the shack, kicked him, beat him, took him to the edge of town and pelted him with rocks until he stopped moving. By morning, he was a bloody heap beneath the pines. They threw his body in the back of a wagon, took him to an old mountain sanitarium that doubled as a morgue. The same day, Mabel came walking out of the woods, dirty but alive. She'd gotten lost. Elias Grigsby had been innocent, but it was too late. The hospital they took him to was shut down only weeks later. Staff quit, doors locked, rumors swirled. Some say they buried Elias in the old field behind it. Others say he died screaming, eyes open, looking straight up at the rafters. Whatever the truth, no one visits the place anymore. No one, except him, because he never left. They say Elias started showing up again in the 1940s. Drivers passing through Black Hollow Pass began to report a man standing at the roadside, tall, soaked, with a limp. If you picked him up, he'd sit silent for miles. And then he'd speak. "Where's the girl?" No matter what you said, he'd ask again. "Where's the girl?" People who didn't answer who, froze, or panicked were never seen again. Their cars were found abandoned, doors open, keys in the ignition, lights still on, but no blood, no struggle, no bodies. Just the faint smell of rotting leaves and something etched into the dashboard. Innocent. In 1972, a couple of teenagers took a dare to drive up to the old hospital near Black Hollow. They never made it back, but a cassette recorder was found in the car. On the tape, wind, heavy breathing, then a knock at the window, followed by a voice. "Where's the girl?" Screaming, static, silence. Only a handful of people claim to have seen the hospital since it closed. It's said to appear only on foggy nights, when the moon is just a sliver. An old, crumbling building with busted windows and an open front door. No electricity, no road signs, but always a soft, golden light coming from inside, as if it's still operating. Some say you can hear hospital beds rolling. Others say you hear sobbing from the second floor. But the moment you step inside, everything goes quiet and cold, ice cold. And that's when he appears. Elias. Never running, never rushing, just walking, limping down the hall, head low, face bloody, holding a rock in one hand, and whispering, "Where's the girl?" In 2003, a man named Bradley Whitaker drove through Black Hollow on a business trip. It was late, stormy. He saw the hitchhiker, Said he looked too real to be a ghost. Said he didn't know the story. Felt guilty passing a man alone in the rain. He picked him up. The hitchhiker sat silently for several miles, then turned and said, "Where's the girl?" Bradley laughed. Said, "What girl?" The man stared, then vanished. Gone. 1 second in the seat, next second. Nothing. Bradley's car spun out. He survived. Barely. But a week later, his wife was found dead in their backyard. No wounds, no trauma. Just a rock placed gently on her chest. It's always a rock. That's how you know he came. How you know he's still here. Elias Grigsby is no longer a man. He's rage. He's guilt. He's the price of justice gone wrong. And he walks the roads of Kentucky, waiting for someone to answer his question. Waiting for someone to make it right. But no one can. Because everyone he meets, everyone who dares to stop, is somehow made to pay. Not for what they did, but for what was done. Some say the hospital is his tether, that his body still lies there, in the basement, sealed in a drawer, forgotten, rotting. That every year the door creaks open just a little wider, and if you enter, you can hear it. The rocks, dropping one by one, landing around your feet, as if warning you, as if counting down, until you see him at the end of the hallway, dragging 1 foot, eyes glowing faint red, asking the question, over and over, until your voice breaks, until your sanity cracks. Where's the girl? Don't take back roads through the mountains of Kentucky. Don't stop for hitchhikers. And if you ever hear a voice through your cracked window at night, low and quiet, whispering that one haunting question, don't answer, don't move. Just pray you can drive fast enough, because the hermit they killed didn't die quietly. And now, in the blackest corners of the back roads, he waits.
There's a shadow in the hallway and a voice beneath the floor. I lock the doors, I hold my breath, but it's closer than before. A cold wind in the mirror, footsteps on the stairs. I feel it watching silently, but nothing's ever there. Whilst her whispers